journey here to finish up this front portion. I've got some high sol here. We're gonna put in this bulkhead. The way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna go ahead and apply just a little bead all the way around the edge here, and then that way when we push it in, at least we'll know that we're getting good contact between the top and the bottom here. And then afterwards I'll put a bead around the outside to physically lock that in. So let's go ahead and give that a go here. I'm going to put a little bit on the inside here. Okay. Alright, you can see I've got the high sol all around the outside here. Now let's try to get this put in. This is where it's going to get a little bit messy. There we go. Okay. Now we need to line everything up. So I'll show you the kind of the important pieces here. All right. So the very first thing, or the easiest thing, is we're going to line up this little mount here for the landing gear. We're just going to go ahead and put that screw in because that's got to line up. Okay, actually I'm going to screw that in a little bit tighter. There we go. Okay, so now that's lined up. Alright, the next thing that we're going to do is we just kind of want to make sure that it's even around the outside there, and that the distance, I don't know if you'll be able to see, kind of where this ridge right here is, I kind of want to make sure that that's an even distance. Just kind of square everything up. Alright, the other thing that I'm looking at is, if you look in that hole there, that's where our wing mounts go in. So I've got my wing mount block here. I just want to make sure that that's centered. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do that to the other side. Got my other wing mounting block. And make sure that it's centered. Alright. So now we're ready to start applying the hefty portions here. And where you do have gaps, try to get it to go between the wood and the, kind of force it in there. We want this to be a good, solid connection there. Okay, this is where I use my finger. So I'm going to go ahead and smooth everything out. The parts that will be visible, it's just got to look neat, otherwise it will drive me nuts. If it was hidden back behind somewhere, I could care less, but you know what, that's probably not so much true either. If I know that it's messy, it'll drive me nuts, so. Okay. So I think we've got a real good glue joint all around. I think now we just need to clean up some of the bad. No need having the extra weight. We don't need it. Okay, here's our Butamus Maximus Hysol bead of power holding in the bulkhead. So it actually turned out really nice. Kind of want to show you inside the little nooks and crannies here. Tried to get as much area as I could, any place that there was space that I could get to. We got a nice bead along the top there, and you can see back there I went as far as I could possibly go to hold this thing in place. Now remember, when we first started, we put a bead on the outside edge of the bulkhead. That was so that we get contact with the fuselage. Now I'm going to leave it, the fuselage sitting like this overnight, so that gravity will kind of feed some of the Hysol into the little nooks and crannies that maybe I missed. But Hysol has a tendency to just kind of stay put, but it does actually run just a little. But anyways, I'm going to leave it like this so that it can dry. Now, I wanted to show you the very first thing that I did was I put this screw in, which goes into that little aluminum piece that holds the landing gear in place. That was our starting point to start lining everything up. Second thing I did was line up the wing mounting holes so that they're centered. Same thing on the other side. Okay, that one's centered. And then the last thing I did was just make sure that that top edge there, that there was a equal distance kind of around the top there. So anyways, I think it turned out really good. And that is one step closer to being able to put the wing on. All we got to do is put on this rear bulkhead here, and then we can start putting the wings on and glassing the wings. So I mean, we're getting real close, so I'm getting excited. Anyway, that's it for tonight.